Hi guys, welcome to this 30-minute yoga flow, all for those of us who are spending quite a lot of time sitting down for work. Maybe that's at home, in your home office, or even in your workplace. So this is a quick 30-minute flow that will give you some more flexibility, help you to sort of stretch out, a bit more mobility in those areas that tend to become quite tight and weak as we spend our lives sitting down more and more at the moment. So I hope that you find it helpful, and let's get started. Just position your feet about hip width distance apart. Soften the knees, draw the navel in, and just soften through the body. So through the shoulders, through the hips, through the arms, and the face. And then bring one hand to the belly and one hand to the chest. And I just want you to notice where your breathing is. So as you take a breath in, maybe taking a slightly larger breath, see what hand moves more. Is it the hand on your chest or the hand on your belly? So what we want to aim for is that actually the belly moves more. So if I show you, as I take a breath in, my belly expands. As I breathe out, my belly draws in. And this is really important for mental and physical benefits that you can get from breathing, is that you're breathing into your belly, which then uses your diaphragm and helps to massage certain areas and stimulate areas of your body. So now let's bring both hands down to the belly and see whether you can really try to shift that breath into moving into the belly now. Let's close the eyes now. And I just want you to focus on your breath. And if it's more comfortable, you can just bring one hand to the belly and allow one of the hands to go down to the side. So just simply focusing on your breath, following it as it moves in and out. And then start to open the eyes, continuing to belly breathe. And we're going to continue our focus on our breath as we begin to move. In, reach the arms out to the side, take them up overhead, and they don't have to join, the palms don't have to join, you can just literally reach them up. Take the gaze a little higher, and then as you breathe out, float the arms back down to the sides. We're going to do one more of these. Breathe in, reach up. Breathing out, floating the hands back down. We're going to bring the hands to the shoulders. Now, if you spend a lot of time on a PC or on a phone or even watching things like Netflix, you probably tend to round out through the shoulders a lot. So let's bring them into a nice neutral position so that they're stacking just above the hip. Bring the hands or the fingertips to those shoulders, and we're going to create some rotations. So firstly, moving the elbows forwards, taking them up and around in nice big circles. We're going to do 3 more of these this way. Really nice fluid movements, breathing as you go. And then when you get to that last one, we're going to take the elbows back, up, and back forwards. Again, we're going to do 4 of these in total. So 2 more to go, nice big circles. 1 more. And then release the hands down. We're now going to move the neck, and again we want to keep the neck in a nice neutral position. So again, just check that you've drawn the chin back a little bit so that the ears track over the shoulders. So you might land up with a little bit of a double chin going on when you do this, but we spend so much of our life hunched over with the neck kind of coming forwards and the head drooping down. So we really want to stand up tall. We want to draw the chin in a little bit. As I said, we'll get that nice little slight double chin going on, but that's absolutely fine. No one's looking right now. You're just with me virtually. So draw the chin in, stand up nice and tall, and we're going to take the right ear down to the right shoulder. Just stretching to where it feels like you're getting a nice stretch through the left side of your neck. Pausing there, and then lifting the head back up to center. You guessed it, we're going to go to the left side. Again, just to that point where you get a nice stretch through that right side of the neck. Coming back up. Draw the chin in, almost a little bit too much so that you're getting a bit of a bigger double chin. And then you're going to take the chin down towards the chest, stretching out through the back of the neck now. And then coming back up to center. So we're going to go to both sides again, but this time we're going to look down towards our hand. So coming onto the right side first of all, so ear goes towards the shoulder. Then I'm going to rotate my head forwards a little bit to look towards my right hand. So you'll feel that changes the stretch now through this left side. Looking forwards again and then coming back up. We're going to take it to the left ear to left shoulder. And then again, look down towards that left hand, so just rotating the neck a little bit, changing that stretch. Looking forwards, coming all the way back up. So now we're going to increase the mobility through our thoracic spine. So bring the hands forwards, interlace the fingers, and we're going to rotate to the sides, but with fixing our hips, anchoring our hips and our knees and our feet. So they're not going to be twisting with us as we move to the sides. We really want to get the movement just through this upper portion of our back. And what we're going to do is firstly, we're going to do a little test where we're going to mark where roughly our rotation goes to each side in the room that you're in or wherever you are. And then we're going to do a few exercises to help increase that mobility. And then we'll test again at the end of these mobility exercises so you can see how far your mobility's come. So interlacing those fingers, we're going to come to the right side first of all, plant the feet, and then you're just twisting the upper half of your back with the hips fixed. So make a mental note of where you've gone to on the right, come back to center, and then taking it off to the other side, the left side, again, just making a mental note of where you get to sort of your end range of movement so far. Come back to center, and then let's start moving a little bit more with that portion of our back. So I'm going to stand to the side so I can show you this move. We're going to firstly do a bit of anterior and posterior movement, so forwards and back movement through this part of the spine. So again, just clasp the fingers, you can kind of interlace the fingers but leaving the palms open. And we're going to try not to use the shoulders too much here because that's not working on our thoracic spine, but it's quite challenging and it will probably still look like the shoulders are moving. We really want to move here in the thoracic spine. So you're going to bring the chest forwards and almost create a little bit of curve through that portion of the back. Then you're going to round out, so you're sort of pressing backwards, come forwards, so it's quite a small movement, and back. One more forwards, and one more back. Bring the hands down, and then we're going to do a little move where we come down, and then we bring the body slightly forwards. Again, anchor the hips, press the feet down. You're going to leave the hands down by your side. So firstly, you're going to tip just slightly towards that right side. Then you're going to bring your left shoulder and you're going to lead with it, but not just hoik the shoulder forwards. You're actually going to lead with that side of the body. Bring the body forwards a bit. Come back down a little more to the right. Forwards again. Down and forwards. Again, you're really trying to get to the point where you're not using your hips. You're just getting to your end range of movement with this thoracic spine. So coming back up, we're going to take it onto the left side. So coming down to the left side, this time the right shoulder leads, coming down, coming forwards, down and forwards. Come all the way back up. Now it might mean that you have a bit more mobility than I do as you move through this, and you can come down to each side a little bit more than I can. Or you might find that actually you do slightly less, and that's absolutely fine. As you practice this more and more, you'll get mobility, or you'll get more mobility with this. So we can also do this movement moving the shoulders, or the sort of leading with the shoulders going back. So we're going to do that on both sides. So coming down towards the right, and this time taking that left side back, down, back, down, back. Come all the way back up, and we're going to take it onto the left. Down, back, down, back, down, back. Now this one always feels a bit more challenging for me as I move sort of back into this position, so you might find that too. Lastly, we're going to do some glides. We're going to do some glides at kind of the shoulder region. So take a breath in, reach the arms out to the sides, and we're going to glide from side to side. But again, I want you to fix the hips, the knees, the feet. So we're not doing a twisting movement with our hips. We're really trying to get the movement up higher in that thoracic spine. So extend the fingers and the hands out to the sides. You're going to come to the right and the left. So really lead with the fingers. And you can almost feel the difference between this and this. It feels like you're getting that sort of gliding motion further up the back. One more to each side. And then bring the hands back down. So we're going to do a little retest. So extend the hands out, clasp the hands, and then we're going to come to the right. Again, fixing the hips and just checking if you've got more mobility there. You made your marker last time. Coming to the left now. And hopefully, like I have experienced with my retest, you've got a bit more mobility. So then coming to the top of your mat or your space that you're practicing in, you're going to take a breath in, reach the arms out to the side, take them up overhead. Breathe out, you're going to fold down, lowering the hands down towards the ground. You can bring your hands onto cushions or blocks, soften the knees, and we're going to do a tiny bit of mobility through that thoracic spine again. So firstly, just lifting up, looking forwards and creating a little bit of a curve through the spine. Then you're going to round out through the shoulders and the back, looking down. We'll do one more of each. Coming forwards and then rounding out. From here, we're going to step the left foot all the way back behind us and then follow with the right and come into a plank. So palms down, you're looking sort of forwards and down towards the ground. From here, we're going to send the hips high and come all the way down into your downward facing dog. Heels pressing down, feet are about hip width distance apart, ears are by the upper arms, and you're drawing your belly and your ribs in towards your spine. Take some breaths here and just pedal out through the feet. One more breath. And then come up onto the balls of your feet. Draw your right knee into the chest, step it forwards, just behind the hands. Press through the fingertips, just rise up a little bit, look forwards, and then we're going to lift all the way up into standing. So reach the arms forwards, press into the feet, lift yourself up, and then step that back foot in a little bit so that you can bring it down into contact with the ground. Arms are reaching up, you've got a soft bend in that front knee, and you're coming into your warrior one pose. So ribs are drawn in, and you're really actively pressing the toes into the ground as you breathe here. One more breath. And then you're going to open up the arms to the sides, twisting your torso round, bringing your feet to parallel, so both facing forwards now. Take a breath in, reach the arms up. Breathe out, you're going to fold forwards, hinging from the hips, sending the hips back, and then bringing the hands down. Again, you might want to pop some blocks or cushions or a rolled up blanket beneath the fingers here. Nice soft knees, have them as soft as you need to, so having a bend in the knees. And again, we're going to do that little movement through the spine. So firstly, looking forwards, creating a bit of curve. And then rounding it out, bringing the head down. We'll do one more of each. Come forwards, rounding out. If that's not comfortable, you can literally just stay still where you are, bring your hands to wherever they come to. And again, this movement's optional. So taking hold of each elbow with your hands, allowing the head to hang and just rocking gently from side to side. Just stilling the body, bringing the hands back down. You're going to sweep the arms out to the sides as you start to lift up, pressing through the feet, through the legs, coming all the way up. Exhaling the arms back out to the sides. Bring the hands to the hips, and we're going to twist our torso and our feet, rotating them now off to this left side to come into our warrior one here. So bending the knee, reaching the arms up, and then pausing here, so drawing the ribs in, looking forwards and up a little bit, extending the arms up. Nice strong feet, nice strong glutes here, legs. One more breath. And then as you exhale, bring the arms down to the sides of that foot, bringing them all the way to the floor. You're going to step that leg back, coming all the way back down into your downward facing dog. Pedal through the heels. And then come up onto the balls of the feet. Draw the left knee in towards the chest, step it up. Follow by the right. You're in your Uttanasana, your forward fold. Take a breath in, reach the arms to the side. Lead with the body. Bring yourself all the way to standing and exhale the hands down towards the chest. So you're going to take a breath in, reach the arms up. As you breathe out, you're going to separate the arms, sending one back and one forward, stepping that right leg back, twisting the hips out to the side so your foot will come now facing forwards. This one's going to bring you out to this left side, so they'll end up in a little L shape. Nice wide positioning, hips open to the sides, arms extended, and you're looking over that front left hand. So you're in your warrior two, which is a really strong, powerful position. So really press out through the fingertips, press down through the toes and the feet, and you're squeezing the thighs and the glutes to hold you in this position. Taking one more breath here. And then we're going to start to move the arms. So taking the right arm back, you're going to lift the left arm up and overhead. We're then going to swap that over. So the left arm comes forwards and down, right arm moves up overhead. Coming back once more. And then forwards. Breathing as you go, open the arms back out to the sides. You're going to bring the feet parallel so they're facing forwards. Arms are extended. Bring the arms through the center. We're going to open them back out, but with a bend in the elbow. Really nice strong position here, opening out through the chest. And then we're going to just bring the feet so that they're coming out to the sides a little bit. And we're going to take a bend at the knee, opening up into our goddess pose. So just taking some nice deep breaths here. If you want a little bit more challenge, if this is really super easy for you, you could lift up onto the balls of your feet here in your goddess and balance a little bit. You can see the wobbles in my body as I do this a little bit. And then from here, we're going to open up the arms, straightening the legs. Bring the hands down to the hips just for a moment to give them a little bit of a break. And then we're going to move on to our warrior on the other side. So we're going to just pivot on the feet. So the left ends up pointing forwards. The right foot's going to turn out to the right side. So now in a nice little backwards L shape. Take a bend in that front right foot, adjust the legs as much as you need to, hips are open and wide, extend the arms out. You're looking over to that right side, over the right fingertips. And again, pressing the toes into the ground, drawing the belly in, pressing and squeezing through the legs, through the glutes to hold and stabilize, and really, really reaching out through those fingertips. Taking some nice big belly breaths here. And then we're going to start to move those arms. So this time sending the left arm down the back of the leg, reaching the right arm up and overhead. Swapping over, right arm comes down to the leg, left reaches up overhead. Once more back. And once more forwards. Sweep the arms down, you're going to bring them to the hips. And from here we're going to step that foot in. So you might need to do a couple of little hops. We're going to take a bend in that back knee and hop that foot back in. So we come back to this end of our mat. So from here, take a nice deep breath in, reach the arms out to the sides, take them up overhead. Breathe out, you're going to fold forwards, coming down. Pause for a moment, just really embrace this nice Uttanasana forward fold. Maybe even allow the head to just hang a little bit here. And then from here, bring the hands to the side of the feet. You're going to step the left leg back, but actually come onto that knee. You can have your hands here on some cushions or blocks to bring them up a little bit, or if you prefer to, you can be on your fingertips. Untuck the back toes, and from here you're going to come forwards looking up and forwards opening the chest. Then you're going to send your hips back, sit down, lift up the toes, and again looking forwards and up. Coming back up, walking the hands forwards, almost taking the knee kind of quite far over the ankle. And again, coming all the way back, lifting the foot up to the ceiling, stretching out through the back of that leg. Come all the way forwards again, but just place that foot on the ground. And then you're going to step that right foot down, coming onto the hands and the knees here. Come onto the palms. We're going to do a couple of little cat-cows. So draw the navel in towards the spine. Start off looking down. As you breathe in, you're going to look forwards and arch the back, bringing the belly towards the ground. As you breathe out, you're going to lift the back, rounding out, looking down towards the knees or towards the ground. Breathing in, coming forwards. Breathing out, rounding out. Do one more of each. Breathing in, coming forwards. Breathing out, rounding out. Come back to a neutral position. And then we're going to swap over onto the other side of the leg. So this time you're going to step your left foot forwards up to meet the hands. You might just need to part the hands slightly. And we're going to do that same movement. So coming onto the fingertips, blocks or cushions, you're going to come forwards over that ankle, looking forwards, opening the chest. Then come all the way back. Lift up those toes. Extend the toes towards you almost. Come forwards. and then all the way back. And you'll really feel that stretch coming through the backs of the legs as you hold here for a moment. Then from here, come forwards. You're going to step that foot all the way back, come onto the knees and kneel yourself down. I'm going to twist myself around as we finish off with a few more movements coming down towards the ground. Firstly, some movements for the wrists and also for the hands and fingers. If you're spending quite a lot of time at home or in the office, or you're maybe using this video as a lunchtime break from your desk, I really want to make sure that you've got some great mobility in the fingers and the wrists, which tend to tire a little bit after lots of typing and writing throughout the day. So on your knees, you're going to bring your hands forwards, and we're going to start off with some finger flicks. So literally just flicking the fingers out. So we're going to do this 10 times, really extending through the fingertips. Then we're going to do some rotations at the wrists. So firstly, taking those rotations, little circles with the fingers outwards. And then bringing them in. You can probably hear some little cracks and pops and things going on in the wrist area. Still the wrists, and then we're going to do some finger curls. So you can bring the hands in, or the arms in, and we're going to do a movement where we do some sort of rolls or curls with the fingers. So firstly, take your hands into a fist and bring the fist in. So you're almost trying to bring the fingers towards the body. Then we're going to open up the hands but lead with the thumbs. So the thumbs following with the fingers. Then you're going to lead with the little finger, bringing it all the way back in and then clenching the fists towards you. Rolling them out and then rolling them back in. Now this requires a bit of brain matter, and I can always find that one arm is a little bit, one hand is not quite as coordinated as the other side. So good for a little bit of a brain workout as well. We'll do one more. Come back in. Bring the hands in front, clasp the hands together and bring the arms together. We're going to do some more wrist rotations. So just rotating to one side to begin with. Again, you might hear some clicks going on here. As long as there's no pain, you're absolutely fine. Take that movement the other way. Sometimes the circles going in one way and the other can be more challenging than the actual move. Just trying to remember or think about which way you're meant to be going. And then we're going to bring ourselves back into an all fours position and just again work on that wrist movement. So firstly, bring your hands back into a neutral position so all the fingers are facing forwards. And then you're just going to take your weight forward so that you come over the hands a little bit with the arms. Then come back. We're just going to rock forwards and back here just a few times. So just helping with that mobility of this area, the flexibility of this area. Then you're going to bring the hands out to either side, so almost like little wings. And then we're going to move this we're going to take this movement from side to side. So just taking it to one side and the other. Really tiny little movements. As I say, if you get any pain, don't do it. Stop, pause, or just make the movement a little bit smaller. And then this one I always struggle with, bringing the hands back towards you. You might be able to bring the hands a little bit more round. But again, we're just going to rock gently forwards and back. Bring the hands all the way back together. Walk the hands back to the sides of the body. And then sit down on your right hip. You're going to take the legs out in front of you. Feet up to the ceiling or sky, knees tracking in the same direction. Take a breath in, sit up nice and tall. And then as you breathe in, reach the arms up overhead. Breathe out, you're going to take the arms down, but try and maintain a bit of a curve in the spine. So the chest is still lifted, the head is coming forwards. I just want you to pause here and breathe. Now, if it gets quite tight in the backs of your legs, you can walk the feet in so that there's a bit of a bend in the knee, or you could pop a blanket or a towel or a cushion underneath your knees. One more breath here, and then we're going to round out through the back. So walk the hands a little further away, round out through the spine, bring the head down towards the knees, the legs. And you'll probably find that you've got a bit more mobility here. Feels like you're coming closer towards the legs. But just listen to your body. If something doesn't feel comfortable, if you're feeling pain, make sure you don't stay in that pose. You adjust it, you come a little further out of that pose. One more big belly breath here. Walk the hands in, lift the gaze. Come back into that little curve and then reach your hands forwards as you breathe in, reaching up. Breathe out, lower the hands down to the sides. Press into the floor. You're going to take a bend at the knees and walk the feet so that they're quite close to the hips. Extend the arms forwards out to the sides and we're going to roll down all the way down towards the ground. So just take a moment to adjust the hips, the shoulders, find quite a nice comfortable position, and then walk the feet nice and close to the hips. You're going to open out the arms and then take a bend at the elbows. So you're coming back into that arm positioning that we used earlier when we were in Goddess. From here, we're just going to be doing a little windscreen wiper motion with our legs nice and slowly. So taking both knees to the right side and then off to the left side. So just going as low as feels comfortable for you, going from side to side. Nice slow pace, making sure you're still breathing. This feels really quite nice, stretching out through both sides of my back. Gets a bit of belly twisting going on as well. One more to the left, and then bring all the way back up into center. Again, adjust the hips, the shoulders, and then you're going to draw the knees in towards the chest, take hold of them with the arms, the hands, and just gently rock from side to side, just massaging out through the lower back. Maybe take some circles, just circling the knees round to one side and the other. And then from here, dropping the feet back down and then lowering the legs down towards the ground. And just taking a few moments to adjust so you can find a nice comfortable position here in your sort of Shavasana pose. Feet dropping out to the sides, palms are open. So I hope that session was helpful, and I really would invite you to use it as a break, as a sort of lunch break for if you are working from home, or maybe if there's a space even in the office to just get your body moving and help with that mobility and flexibility, and really stretch out through the muscles that end up quite tight as we are out of time sitting down and not moving as much as we should. So just taking these few minutes to just stretch out and move and use some muscles is really going to help to ease some of those aches and pains that I know you feel when you spend a lot of time sitting down. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for joining me today for this little session. And as always, please share if you give this one a go. Let me know how you get on and let me know if it helps with any of those aches and pains that you have. Thank you so much. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.